Let's go! Snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey, snap your fingers, but do you still? You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. Hey, snap your fingers, then rock with it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Go drop with it. Do a step with it. Put your hips with it.
Thank y'all for joining Unity and Economic Power, hip-hop's first and foremost economic news. This is your host, Dietrich Muhammad, Chief Economist of MG19. New Orleans is in peril. Why? How's it that the housing market all over the U.S. is going down? Prices going down, yet New Orleans housing prices are skyrocketing. Before Katrina, you could rent a home for $500 a month. After Katrina, it's about $1,500 a month. It's called artificial inflation. This is where prices are falsely raised up in the microeconomy due to a sense of scarcity. True, land is scarce in New Orleans. However, due to the scarcity of homes, home prices and land value and rental property prices have skyrocketed to phenomenal heights. The cost of living has also went up. This explains why there is little effort to rebuild New Orleans. It allows those who are rich to buy up the property or live there, while disallowing those who are not so rich to come back and reestablish themselves back in their hometown. Now, billions of dollars have been sent to New Orleans in order to rebuild. Why is the rebuilding process so slow? That's because those billions went straight to the contractors' hands and not the local governments, where the contractors will have to abide by the municipal or city regulations and mandates. In other words, those contractors got free money from the federal government and no obligation to expedite or speed up the rebuilding process. The biggest contractor thing, that's right, you guessed it, Halliburton, was so happy to be the biggest contractor in Iraq. Y'all see how fast Iraq is being rebuilt.
Sexy, seductive, soulful, 713, Seville, Houston's hottest platinum R&B group. Get H-Town got her back with the hit Candy Girl. And just like that, featuring Wino. And their latest test drive with the hit Big Money.
713 Seville, what up, Trey?
And I'm a Freak, featuring Corey B. Get seduced.
I know you wanna give it to me, and you know I'm the only to give your body everything that it needs.
At myspace.com, H-Town Seville.
Bring your body to me, 'cause I'm gonna show you the real definition.
Welcome back to Unity and Economic Power. Zimbabwe is in trouble due to hyperinflation. President Mugabe has set out a mandate to force merchants to stop raising prices. President Mugabe, with all due respect, price controls do not work. I explained this to Dr. Gono, the governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, before. The only way to stop inflation is to sell government bonds or bills that will mop up the extra liquidity, or take Zimbabwean dollars out of the market. Inflation is a money supply problem. Y'all got too much out there, just like a stomach. An economy has a limited appetite for dollars. Too many dollars can cause the economy to have a stomach ache. That's inflation. Too little can cause the economy to get starved out and catch hunger pains. That's deflation. Trust me, y'all need to sell some government debt to get the economy back in balance. Y'all gonna love you for it. Everybody's tripping over the housing market all over the country. I've warned about this since October 2005. Forget what you heard on TV about inflation. This is the deflationary period. Prices are going down in all U.S. markets. The only reason you see oil and gold rise up is due to market manipulation via the Fed fund rate. The Fed fund rate has the power to slow down or speed up an economic cycle by making the cost of doing business more or less expensive. It was used to slow down the falling of prices across the board. In a deflationary period, like we're in today, banks love the fact that the dollar is stronger or have a higher value. In the news, people have been saying that the dollar is weaker. Wrong. It's stronger. How do you know? When things get cheaper, there's less dollars needed to buy a product. Say, I don't know, a house. The value of a house goes down, meaning that it's cheaper, right? Okay. Now, how do we have so many foreclosures? Simple. Say I gave you a loan and you have to pay me back with interest. In the deflationary period, the dollar has a greater value. The cost of goods and services go down. So do wages. So for the same job you're doing now, a company can get it done for cheaper. So you have to accept a pay cut or get laid off. In other words, not as much money is being brought in. Now the Fed fund rate, which is the rate that the banks borrow from the Federal Reserve, is including the interest rate you get when you make a loan. The interest you pay back to the bank is drawn on top of the Fed fund rate. The bank has to pay back to the Federal Reserve. So with the Fed fund rate so high, commodities like gas, gold, and food has gone up. Why? Because businesses borrow from the bank to put the interest rate that they owe the banks into the price of their products. So you only make so much money. The cost of living has gone up. You know, the cost of food, gas, and energy. Plus you have to pay a home loan with a higher rate. Boom! Something's got to give because it's difficult to maintain your lifestyle with rising living expenses, rising gas prices, rising mortgage payments, rising food prices, and rising medical and health care while your paycheck ain't getting no bigger. The banks are happy because they not only have received your payments, but also regain the asset of your home to resell in the secondary market. I warned about this in October 2005. I also warned that the banks will move from lending to cash-preserving investments such as certificates of deposits or CDs or other value-oriented investments. I also warned that if left unchecked, the deflationary pressure will cause the economy to experience economic contraction. The news called this the credit crunch. Well,
drugs in America is because, God forbid some brown people got wealthy. Can't have that, because drugs come from brown countries. We can't have wealthy brown people. There are no wealthy black or brown people in America. We got some rich ones. We don't got no fucking wealth. People go, well, what's the difference? Here's the difference. Shaq is rich. The white man that signs his check is wealthy. I'm talking about Oprah. I'm talking about Bill Gates, okay? If Bill Gates woke up tomorrow with Oprah's money, he'd jump out a fucking window. He'd slit his throat on the way down. Ah, shit. I can't even put gas in my plane. I'm not talking about rich. I'm talking about wealth. Because wealth will set us fucking free, okay? Because wealth is empowering. Wealth can uplift communities from poverty. White man makes guns. Nobody gives a fuck. White man makes guns. Kids shoot up each other in schools. Nobody gives a fuck. White man makes guns. No problem. Black rapper says gun. Congressional hearing. Like, oh my God, that nigger said gun. And he rhymed it with fun. And that's why people hate America, man. The hypocrisy about the
it looks like the feds will finally start doing what everyone has been begging them to do for months. This is cool, but it's too little, too late. The only reason why they're doing this is to keep the markets rallying, but making the cost of doing business cheaper. Prices are still going to fall. The markets are going to just appear to be doing better. After the short rally, the feds are going to cut rates further. Then after that rally dies down, the prices slip, the feds will cut it further. Then after this price drop, rate cut, rally facade ends, the economic contraction will settle unless the Treasury Department makes a move to buy back a substantial amount of government debt, causing real inflation to occur, moving market prices up again. Let's watch this next topic is OPEC summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 18, 2007. The news here is that Iran and Venezuela are pushing to move OPEC from the US dollar to a commodity basket. This is a good move. It allows them to take back control of oil prices. I wrote a letter to OPEC in March of last year stating that to move from the US dollar to the euro would be a huge mistake. This is because the euro, like the US dollar, is not backed by anything real. I suggested that they move from the dollar and strengthen their own economies first by linking their currency to something like gold or oil because of their sensitivity to the change in the value of a currency, or at least a commodity basket with gold and oil as the majority portion. It looks like somebody decided to listen. That's a good look. Thank you for tuning in to Unity and Economic Power, the first and foremost hip-hop economic news. See you again next week. Hey y'all on MySpace, Viral Video, YouTube, and Google Video. Check out more of Unity and Economic Power every week on www.mge19.com. Click on Unity and Economic Power where you will find MG19's Investment and Economic Research Center. The Research Center is expanding. Every week you will find new information on the world's stock markets, commodity markets, currency markets, global banking, international affairs, and political economics. You are witnessing the next level of hip-hop.